The French government is currently under fire after it announced a proposal to use video surveillance assisted by artificial intelligence, or AI, ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympics. Last week, France's Senate voted overwhelmingly in favor of this bill. And even Sports Minister Amélie Oudéa-Castéra thanked the senators on Twitter for swiftly adopting the text, saying it will promote the best possible organization of the Paris 2024 Games. Now, this legislation includes plans to use AI for the first time ever in France to track and detect any suspicious body language or crowd movements through CCTV cameras and drones, and then alert the police. The AI systems would be used to monitor crowds, but could also be used around stadiums, on streets, and on public transport. And as soon as the law is passed, these smart cameras can be used on an experimental basis until June 2025, a use that therefore goes beyond the Olympics that end in August 2024. The proposal comes as France seeks to avoid repeating the chaos of last year's Champions League final at the Stade de France. If you remember these images, fans, including children, were tear-gassed, and many supporters said they were mugged and attacked around the stadium. But many human rights groups have slammed the bill, calling it intrusive and a danger to human liberties. We spoke to Katia Roux from Amnesty International.
We have a lot of fear that this will be used to target maybe specific groups, and that would infringe the right to privacy, but also the right to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. And to date, the effectiveness of such technology in fighting crime, in fighting terrorism, hasn't been proved at all.
The French government has insisted that the bill will not include any facial recognition technologies, and the authorities also argue that this would greatly help police to keep crowds safe, as the capital is expected to welcome 13 million people for the Olympics. But for Amnesty International, this legislation is an important turning point for privacy rights in France.
We can fear that facial recognition might be the next step, actually. We've seen that in other countries. I'm thinking about Russia right now, that during the Football World Cup actually allowed the use of facial recognition. And 3 years after, the authority would use this technology to arrest protesters, peaceful protesters. So there's a risk here.
So will this mean that France will be entering a new era of Big Brother? Well, the bill hasn't been passed yet, but it will be examined by the National Assembly in February.